Hello, everyone. Sorry it took a little while to get this started here. Uh, I had to go on Google Chrome. It was not letting me go live on Safari, so I got that figured out. So it's totally working now. So no worries there. Make sure you throw a thumbs up, definitely. Let's like the video. Leave any comments, questions I could answer for everybody. It doesn't look like we have a lot of people in here right now, so hopefully some more people can join us. And we'll see if this works out. This is my first time doing a movie news roundup. So we'll see who joins here. Um, I know we got Kenny here, so thank you so much, Kenny, for joining. I know you're watching a movie, so that is excellent. Let me know what movie you're watching. We can definitely talk a little bit about it. Oh, there's Johnny's Boutique Podcast. How's it going? Let me know if you have any questions, anything I could go through. Trying to see if we get some more people in here. Kind of the plan was to do some movie news roundup live. If we get enough people in here to make it worth it. If not, we might just do a Q&A. We'll see how it goes. I know last time my Q&A got pretty busy, so I don't know if it's maybe because it's a Monday, it's Memorial Day, people might be spending time with the family and friends out there, so maybe that's why not many people are here right now, which is okay. We will definitely, hopefully, try this next weekend as well, uh, for at least a Q&A, see if that works at all. The movie news I was going to cover, if you saw the thumbnail, was going to be that new Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey horror movie off of Winnie the Pooh. So I thought that was kind of an interesting one. I'm a big horror fan. That's my second favorite genre. So I definitely wanted to talk about that just briefly. Then I was going to do a quick little review on the first couple episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, just kind of sharing my thoughts on them. Just got done watching them again, so I watched through both episodes a couple times. And so I'll do a quick little short review on that. And then our last story we're going to cover is PlayStation Studios making some TV series. We got some more news on God of War and some other series in the development, Twisted Metal, for example, which I'm pretty excited about. So we'll kind of search up this movie news as we go too. All right. Yes, we got Mega Movie Mama on here, so that is good. Welcome to the chat here. Let's see. All right, so we got a few people in here now. Hey, that's good. Make sure you throw up some questions here as we go through the movie news roundup. But let me go ahead and bring it up here. Our first news story. Let me bring it up. See if we find anything new on the new Winnie the Pooh horror movie. Yeah. What's it? It's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Let's see. Let's see. What's the latest news on here? From Variety. So the headline from Variety here says Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, director teases slasher film plot. Pooh and Piglet go on a rampage. So you all may be wondering, well, how are they doing a Winnie the Pooh horror movie? That's a question that came up here right now from Mega Movie Mom. Says, "Isn't Winnie the Pooh for children?" Yeah, under Disney, it was for children. However, Winnie the Pooh is now in the public domain, which means you could make a Winnie the Pooh movie. I could make a Winnie the Pooh movie. It's out there in the public now. Anybody can do anything with Winnie the Pooh. Similar to, stories of the past that are public domain. Anybody can do, for example, a Frankenstein story, a Dracula story, just because it's gone past now the year limits to be able to do those stories. That's why you may be wondering, hey, how did they do that Cinderella movie that came out about a year or so ago, and it wasn't a Disney Cinderella movie, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that one came out to Amazon, if I'm remembering. Let me know in the chat if I'm right on that. But that wasn't a Disney Cinderella movie, right? Because Cinderella is a tale from a long, long time ago. and anybody could do a Cinderella story as long as you don't use what's directly in Disney's Cinderella. Anything from the original story, you can use and then modify it to your own, just like how they Amazon did. So similar case here with this Winnie the Pooh horror movie, right? Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And to me, this is actually a just an idea that's it is surprising, of course, because you think, hey, Winnie the Pooh, they're going a slasher movie. Can this work for the creators that are making this movie? Well, I mean, people are big fans of the horror genre. I know the community of the horror genre is pretty strong out there. I know I'm a horror fan myself. That's my second favorite genre, next to superhero movies. So, where I might not go see a Winnie the Pooh animated kind of movie, I might go see a Winnie the Pooh horror movie just because of curiosity. Hey, what is this going to be? And that it being the horror genre, it just kind of, um, is a little bit more my genre of taste. So I want to check it out. And if you've seen some of these images online, I mean, oh my goodness, it just looks so bizarre. This Winnie the Pooh character here, and you can find those easy by looking it up. But let's read a little bit more details in here, and definitely as we go through this movie news, go ahead and throw questions in the comments there, and I'll answer it as we're going through here. So it says A.A. Melnie's original Winnie the Pooh stories only lapsed into the public domain 5 months ago. So only 5 months since it's been in the public domain. So they're taking advantage of this scenario really quickly here. So to continue on here, it says, but the tubby little cubby has already made his foray in the slasher films. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey wrapped earlier this month. It wrapped. That means this movie's done. It's already finished filming. It is good to go, at least for the filming being done. And the first stills showing a demonic Pooh and Piglet about to pounce on a scantily clad young woman relaxing in a hot tub have already set the internet on fire. Yes, this is big news. Once again, if you look up these images, you're like, what is with this? Because oh my goodness, this Winnie the Pooh and Piglet just looks so odd. And I'm not even sure if they're humans and they're just wearing like the costumes of them, or if they're like an animal hybrid. But let's read on. Maybe we'll get some more details here. In an interview with Variety, director Rhys Waterfield, who is in post production, so they're working on post production on four other films, including Fire NATO and Demonic Christmas Tree, said the response to the stills has been absolutely crazy. Yeah, of course. I mean, who wouldn't be at least curious at this point seeing those pictures? Because of all the press and stuff, we're just going to start expediting the editing and getting it through post production as fast as we can, said Waterfield, but also making sure it's still good. It's going to be a high priority. So it makes sense that they want to finish up this movie quickly in post production because they got the buzz right now for this movie. People are interested right now in this movie. People want to see this one. If they let it go too long, people are probably going to forget about this one and not really care about it later on. So they got to work fast on it. And so that makes sense to me. I'm glad they still say, but also making sure it's still good. Yeah, of course they're gonna say that. Of course, every filmmaker wants to make their movie good. Makes total sense. But hopefully they're true to that. Hopefully it is good. I don't know. I don't know how good this movie can be. Once again, the premise is just so odd. It is throwing me off here, but anything could be good. I mean, if you can make a Lego movie entertaining and you're just going off of Legos, hey, why not? Why not make a Winnie the Pooh movie, right? That's a slasher film, right? I mean, stranger things have happened, so could work. Let's see, is there any other details here? According to Waterfield, who also wrote and co-produced the film Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Oh no, wow, that title right there. I mean, oh my goodness, that title just will catch your attention right away. We'll see Pooh and Piglet as the main villains going on a rampage. After being abandoned by a college bound Christopher Robin is pulled away from them and he's not giving them food. It's made Pooh and Piglet's life quite difficult. Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. right? The bear needs to eat. The piglet needs to eat. I get it. Okay. Uh, I mean, wow. I mean, hey, they're including Christopher Robin in here. I wasn't sure if they're going to include Christopher Robin, but wow. Okay, so I guess Pooh and Piglet are now hungry. All right, so because they have had to fend for themselves so much, they've essentially become feral. Waterfield continued. So they gone back to their animal roots. They are no longer tame. They are like a vicious bear and pig who want to go around and try and find prey. So how this is making it seem is that they are like animal hybrid creatures. So I don't think they're humans. I don't think they're just like humans in costumes. I think they are really like the animals. Yeah, that's so weird. Okay, the film was shot in 10 days. Okay, that's pretty quick for a movie, but it's a horror movie, so I'm sure it was low budget. They don't want a lot of filming days there. Not far from Ashdown Forest, the inspiration for Melnie's imaginary hundred-acre wood in the Winnie the Pooh stories. Although Waterfield declined to reveal the budget for the slasher flick, he said audiences should be expecting this to be a Hollywood level production. Jagged Edge Productions, which Waterfield runs with co producer Scott Jeffrey, made the film, and ITN Studios have already signed on to distribute. Release date is to be determined. All right, so this movie's gonna get out there. It's gonna be distributed. All right. Uh, oh my god, a Holly level production. Those are big words too. Let's see. Let's see if it is. Only time will tell on that when we see the movie. Given the premise, the biggest challenge Waterfield said was balancing the line between horror and comedy. When you try and do a film like this and it's really a wacky concept, it's very easy to go down a route where nothing is scary and it's just really ridiculous and really like stupid. And we wanted to go in between the two. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be a horror comedy. It's not going to be a straight horror movie, which makes sense. Like, how can you take this fully seriously? So kind of go with, some dark comedy elements in here. Okay, that makes sense. Uh, yeah, I just feel like it could stray too far into the ridiculousness, which I know that's what they're worried about too. So hopefully it doesn't go there, and it's not just laughable the whole time. Uh, as an example, Waterfield explained the setup behind the still above of a girl relaxing in a jacuzzi with Pooh and Piglet ominously standing nearby. She's having a good time, and then Pooh and Piglet appear behind her, chloroform here, take her out of the jacuzzi, and then kind of drive a car over her head. Oh, okay, this is gonna be a very graphic horror movie. Waterfield said. It's scary, but there's also funny bits because there's shots of Winnie the Pooh in a car and seeing him with his little ears behind the wheel and like slowly going over there. Okay, all right. The only worry, especially with all the newfound publicity, is whether Disney will have anything to say about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Although Melanie's earliest stories are now out of copyright, Disney retains exclusive use of their interpretations of Pooh Bear and his friends. We tried to be extremely careful, said Waterfield. We knew there was this line between that, and we knew that their copyright was what they've done. So we did as much as we could to make sure the film was only based on the 1926 version of it. So that's really key. They don't want to get into a copyright situation. They have to make sure it's only off the original, and then basically, putting what ideas they want into it originally after that. Which is why Waterfield's Pooh Bear has swapped the little red T-shirt for a lumberjack suit, and Piglet is clad in black. It's also why other characters still in copyright, such as Tigger, will not appear. Although there is a scene featuring everyone's tombstone, the miserable donkey have been eaten by starving Pooh and Piglet. Oh no, okay. So Eorg apparently is ate is eaten by a Pooh and Piglet. Okay, so we're not going to be seeing Eeyore, and we're not going to be seeing Tigger because apparently Tigger is still under copyright from Disney. So maybe Tigger wasn't in the original. I'm wondering. I wonder if Disney created that character themselves. No one is going to mistake this for Disney, Waterfield said. When you see the cover for this and you see the trailers and the stills and all that, there's no way anyone is going to think this is a child's version of it. Yeah, definitely not. When you've seen these pictures, if you look them up, yeah, you're not gonna mistake this at all. This is definitely a horror movie. So it looks like okay, we got some comments in here. Oh, we got some inappropriate comments from the bots out there. It happens. It happens. I apologize for everybody seeing those comments. Oh, we got a Hector in here. Hey, Hector, how's it going? Okay. Is it animated? No, it's not animated. It is straight up a slasher horror movie. It's yeah. When you see it, it's very like yeah. And the Pooh and Piglet look. They just look so odd. To me, it looks like it's humans wearing like really weird looking costumes, like creepy costumes, but apparently they're animals still, so they're like animal hybrid humans. It's really weird and creepy looking. Yeah, you're definitely not gonna mistake this at all. No, this is a live action horror slasher, just cheesy movie, really low budget, I'm sure, because they filmed it in 10 days. So yeah, it's very, I guess, trying to appeal to a certain kind of audience. Yeah, it's definitely not gonna be for the family. Let's see. Kenny, hey, what's up, Mike? Was able to drop in, but not sure if I can stay for too long. No worries, Kenny. If you have any questions you want to throw out there, just go ahead and put them in the comments. All right, let's see. We got oh yes. Hello, Craig. How are we doing out there? Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Let's see. I wonder if we can yeah, I guess we can remove some comments here. Uh, let's see. Okay. All right. Let's go. Think I hid some of those weird comments. Okay. Think I did. Okay. There we go. Hey, I'm still new to the live streaming, so yeah, just kind of learning this as we go here. But yeah, so that's our first news story I wanted to cover today. I know it came out like 4 days ago, but I didn't have a chance to put it in my other movie news roundup episode. So I know I do have some horror fans out there. I know Hector's a big horror fan, so I did want to at least mention this story. Oh, okay, so we got a good one from Craig here. What's your favorite part of Maverick? Uh, so I guess this is kind of spoilery. So spoiler warning. And don't worry, I'm not going to go to any major plot points or anything. So I don't know if it's a spoiler. That's why I'm just throwing it out there. But I will definitely go with uh, the Val Kilmer scene with Maverick. I just think that conversation, how they did it, was so shocking and surprising to me. Just, they were able to incorporate Val Kilmer in such a great way, really. And I was kind of worried that they weren't going to be able to incorporate Val Kilmer at all into Top Gun Maverick. I'm like, oh, maybe they're just going to show a picture of that character, or just something very simple, mention a name, but they do a little bit more than that. So it kind of, really got my heart going, just the feels of it. I'm just like getting emotional, teary eyed. So I think they did a great part on that. To me, it was just like, whoo, that movie. And I have my post game show actually going to be dropping tomorrow that I did with my bachelor party group. The boys basically just went out to the movies to go see Top Gun Maverick. And so we recorded a post game show for that as part of the bachelor party, and that's going to be dropping tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, usual time. For my videos dropping, so yeah, that will be there. So I hope everybody really enjoys it because we go into some good details and really go over the movie completely, and I will say, just for now, that it is my favorite movie of the year currently, Top Gun Maverick. I can't, say enough about the movie. Really, once you see the post game show, you'll see all my feelings on it. But just to kind of sum it up, amazing movie, my favorite movie of the year. It's probably in my top 30 movies of all time now. And to me, it's really difficult to get into my top 30 list. It is so difficult. Sometimes I go like a year or two or a few years without that ever happening. And so when I get a moment like that, to me, that's pretty special. So I'm gonna have to watch it a few more times to really like figure out, okay, what number of my ranking does it go at? But right now I'm feeling good. That's gonna get into that list. But it's so good, that movie, just so good. Such great heartfelt moments, surprising moments, shocking moments, comedic moments. It's able to incorporate so many different things into the movie, and all the characters and acting so wonderful. Really, really surprised me. I thought it was going to be good. Didn't know how good Top Gun Maverick's going to be, but it was just it blew me away. It was so good. But yeah, definitely check for that post game show tomorrow. All right, let's look at some more of these questions. And I will be reviewing the Obi-Wan couple episodes in a little bit. Let's get through some questions. So here, all right. From Last American Girl. Yeah, so heartwarming and a heartbreaking at the same time. That's what Top Gun Maverick did. I mean, and it wasn't just one moment. There were so many moments with so many different characters throughout the movie that was just like a heartwarming moment or a heartbreaking moment, or at the same time, both of those going on. And there were several scenes like that in the movie. So I was getting teary eyed so much in this movie, and that doesn't often happen to me. It's very rare. It's like I do not get teary-eyed at all for anything. The only time I have a chance to get teary-eyed is with a movie. I know for some reason that's how I connect to movies. But most movies, it won't do it. It won't do it. No matter how sad the movie is, it won't do it. But for some reason, Top Gun Maverick got me a few times. It did. So yeah, so good. Let's see. Okay, we got uh, this Mega Movie Mom here. I don't think I'll watch the weird scary Pooh. Yeah, it's not going to be a movie for you. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, unless you're into low budget horror slasher movies, which is such a small audience. To me, hey, I like horror movie. That's my second favorite genre, so I'll give it a try. Am I expecting it to be good? No, I'm not. But if it's great, I'll let you all know it's great. It could be anything could happen, but I'm a little cautious on that one, I will say, but I'm more, curious about it, I guess I would say, but I'm not really looking forward to it. Let's see, oh, yeah, Bob's Burgers. I did, do my out of the theater, a quick reaction today, my little short video posted on that. Yeah, so Bob's Burgers. So this is a movie off the show. Now, I haven't seen too much of the show before, so I'm not like a big fan of Bob's Burgers, right? I think I've seen an episode or two here or there. So I was really kind of going into this movie mostly blind, not really knowing anything about it because I didn't even research about it before I went into this movie. But it ended up being a fun movie. There's a lot of great comedy and just funny moments in it, and even like little things you could pick out in the background that if you notice, you just laugh at. Just things that were like written down on walls or signs or different things like that you can kind of pick up on, and it just makes you laugh so much. So but the well, I guess the overlying, story plot, and I'm not gonna give any spoilers or details away, with this movie, but basically it's, Bob's Burgers, is having financial troubles, and from what I understand, I think people have mentioned that happens in the show too, where it's like, "Oh, they're gonna go out of business, they gotta save the business," so I don't think it's like a brand new thing they're doing, but basically it's like, okay, they gotta make some money, gotta pay off a loan, and how are they going to do it, and more obstacles pop up, and it's like, okay, they're really struggling, how are they going to do it? And then it turns into like a murder mystery kind of movie, and then they have to like find some clues and basically get out of that jam there. And so yeah, it's a simple premise, of course you've seen this premise before, but it was just done well. It was a fun, easy watching movie, good comedic moments, like I said, you're gonna be laughing during it, and you don't need to see the show before. If you have seen the show, you'll probably even like the movie more. There might be more things in there that I didn't even pick up on, but just as somebody going in with fresh eyes, it was a fun movie. I had a good time. Brought the fiance along. She was laughing too, and she's not like a massive fan of the show or anything. There's also some really funny like musical numbers in the movie, and how the like animated characters dance. Like the animation is really well done in this movie. Like they definitely put the time into the animation, and so like even the like dancing characters were funny, and the musical numbers were really catchy, and so it just did everything right for a comedy of this kind. I mean, is it like the best movie of all time? Was I shaking afterwards like I was with Top Gun Maverick? No, 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 nothing like that. But was it a movie I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm glad I saw that movie. I had a good time. Am I gonna go back and rewatch it a whole bunch of times after? Probably not. Like I'm good after the one time. But yeah, it was fun. It was a fun movie. So if you just need an easy watching comedy movie and you're into the like adult animation, that kind of style of comedy, yeah, I think you would have a good time with it. But if you're not into animation, then not into animation. I don't think this one would win you over. All right, we got Hazel the Fox. Thank you so much for being here. I am glad you are here as well. Thank you so much. And once again, definitely throw up a like, everybody, if you haven't yet. Definitely keep adding some questions to the comments here as we go through this. Let's see, we got some more questions here. Brandon Heaton, I love the Bob's Burgers movie and I'm a fan of the TV show. Okay, so that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear from a fan of the TV show that you also enjoyed the movie. So then that's good. So if you're a fan of the TV show, then yeah, you're probably definitely gonna like the movie. But hey, I like I said, I haven't really seen too many episodes of the show. And I still enjoyed the movie. I still had a fun time with it. So hey, that means the movie did a good job there. Let's see. Brandon also says, "Oh yeah, yeah." So yeah, Brandon, you explained it good too. It's about a family who runs a burger restaurant. That's their house. Is a really funny series. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, their restaurant is their house as well. They believe live upstairs, and yeah, it's just basically about a family. It's a Fox show, right? But I know Fox is now owned by Disney, but it's a adult animation show. So when I think of Fox adult animation, I'm thinking of like yeah, Bob's Burgers, like Family Guy, American Dad, like show The Simpsons, right? Shows in that kind of genre area. Let's see, we got Side Hustle Cinema. I was surprised. Bob's. Oh wait, sorry. Let's see. I was surprised Bob's Burgers was PG-13. I thought it was pretty much kid friendly. Well, it probably got the PG-13 rating for, like, crude humor, right? And I think usually that's where those kinda shows kind of end up, is around that area, but it isn't an rated R movie, definitely not, nothing like that. It's not like a hardcore PG-13 either, it's I think PG-13's okay with it. Uh, I'm trying to think, would I say it's a family movie, like movie for kids to go to? I don't know if I would say that. I don't know if I would recommend it. I guess it depends on how old the kids are. I guess if they're old enough, like teenagers, I think would probably really laugh at this movie. I'm guessing. So yeah, yeah, maybe I guess it would depend on the age of the kids, but yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, I'm not surprised though it got a PG-13. Yeah, I think but it is. I would say it's probably a little bit more friendly than maybe some of the other adult animation shows. It definitely doesn't go too over the top on anything. So yeah, it's an interesting movie and show. How they're able to do it, but they still get the humor in there. Still a lot of funny moments. Just like naturally like funny situational moments and definitely like things you can relate to in it as well. Let's see. Uh, Hayes the Fox. I know it's a TV show, but you need to see Death Note. Yeah, I need to see. Yeah, I heard good things about that show. I saw the movie that was not so good on Netflix, I think it was, because I'm a movie person, so I always go with the movies first. Uh, the anime shows, yeah, I need to get caught up on a lot of shows, especially like anime isn't my go-to, even though what I've seen of My Hero Academia, I really like. I think I got through 4 seasons on that. I need to go back and finish it. And also, I like Dragon Ball Z, right? When that came out, you know. Uh, I went through all the seasons on Dragon Ball Z, so I did like that one. But yeah, there's a lot of animes out there. I've heard really good things about it. I need to get to those. The only thing is like it's a time thing. So because I see so many movies, it's hard for me to keep up on shows. But I try to keep up on some shows, like superhero shows. That's my go-to. So any superhero, because superheroes, that's my genre. So any superhero show that's my go-to. I'll definitely watch that. So like the Marvel, Disney Plus shows, the DC shows that go on HBO Max. I'll watch all of those. I'll also watch the Star Wars shows, of course, on Disney Plus. And in terms of other shows, no, I think those are like my main shows I go to. I also watch a couple reality shows here and there as well, like Survivor, Big Brother, things like that. And sometimes like a random Netflix reality show here and there, it's like kind of like the guilty pleasure. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like shows, it just depends on how many seasons there are. Like if it's a shorter, if it's like less episodes, then sometimes I'll give those a try. But if it ends up being like a lot of seasons, because sometimes I get disappointed when I watch like a whole series all the way through, and if it doesn't end so well, then I'm like, oh man, I wasted all this time watching all these episodes, and I've just been done too wrong on some TV shows of the past. Like Lost, I really liked a lot of the seasons of Lost, but then when it gets to the last season, and then especially the last episode, it just kind of let me down. So I'm like, oh man, I spent so much time on that show, and a lot of it was amazing, but I didn't think it finished strong. And then for like a show like Game of Thrones, right? Like I was watching those Game of Thrones seasons, and I'm like, oh, the first four seasons are so good. Fifth season was all right. It was like half and half for me. Sixth season, okay, they're picking it up. Seventh season, it kind of let me down a little bit more. And then that last eighth season, I was just like, no, no. And it was such a letdown for me at the end of the day. So that's why I'm tougher on TV shows. Like I'm really tough on TV shows. I just started Stranger Things. I've seen an episode of that. I want to finish that. Well, I mean, fourth season. I've seen the other seasons. Maybe I will review those episodes on like a live show like this as well, because I wouldn't mind talking about Stranger Things. So yeah, there's some shows I watch here and there. I'm just not like ton of shows, but I'll also watch sitcoms. Like any sitcoms, I'll watch. Like I'm going through the Seinfeld series right now, so I'll watch those. Those are pretty easy watching. All right, let's see some more questions here. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Oh, what did you think of the Obi-Wan series? Perfect, perfect. So let's talk about Obi-Wan now. And yeah, we're definitely gonna get through the Obi-Wan review right now. So episodes 1 and 2. I liked episode 1. I will say for episode 1, I'd give a thumbs up for sure. I mean, different thing, and I don't wanna, give away too much in episode 1, for those that haven't seen it. But in case I may say something a little bit here and there, I guess a spoiler warning in effect if you haven't seen the Obi-Wan series, but I'm not gonna try to give away too many things here. Like, I'm not gonna go plot point by plot point. But I like the setup. I did like how it introed and it connected to Star Wars Episode 3. I like how showed like the Jedi Temple and, all of that. I thought it was a good setup to kind of like recap. Okay, this is where we're at now. We now know why Obi-Wan is on a Tatooine. Okay, so that all made sense. So I did like that setup. Uh, some of the things I was kinda a little disappointed in is, we're back to Tatooine again. I feel like we always go back to this desert planet, and to me, I don't know, the sand landscapes aren't the most interesting to me, especially because now we've seen it so much, but, I mean, for the story, they have to go there, it makes sense, I get it. So for this one, I'll give it a pass. You need to be on that planet. But I hope another Star Wars series will go to a lot of different other planets, because I feel like we always go back to the same, like, planet or 2. The Inquisitors, I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of the Inquisitors. They were okay, they weren't, like, terrible or anything, but I don't know, just as villains, I wasn't, like, overly, like, hyped about them, like, "Oh, yeah, the Inquisitors are amazing." I don't know, there's something off about them to me, and I think, what the main one, her name's, Rita, right? I think it's Rita. I don't know, I don't know if I'm feeling the performance, with Rita. Like, sometimes, like, some moments I'm like, "Okay, yeah, yeah, this is good, this is working for me," but then other moments I'm like, I don't know, kind of being too little, like, over the top or, like, forced at certain moments, but then there'll be moments that'll be like, "Oh, okay, that was a good moment." So, yeah, kind of a mixed, bag on the Inquisitor situation, the villains there. But I think Star Wars has ever since, besides of course, like, the best villains of all time, right? Like you got Darth Vader, and then of course you got like the Emperor, you got Darth Maul. I think those are really cool villains. But ever since then, like especially with the new uh trilogy, right? I never thought the villains were very intimidating or they were scary. Yeah, I just don't think they've like Kylo Ren. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Kylo Ren in the new trilogy of films. I just didn't think it was like super intimidating. Like in the original movies, when Darth Vader shows up, you're like, "Oh my, Darth Vader's here. I'm terrified right now." or when the Emperor shows up and you hear, oh, the Emperor is going to the Death Star, like everybody gets scared and it's like, oh my goodness, we're gonna see that, um, the Emperor here. To me, those were intimidating and scary villains. But ever since now, the new trilogy, these new TV series, I haven't been down with the villains yet. They haven't really won me over. They've been okay, they've been serviceable, but just not like, oh, like super hyped up for them. So yeah, I mean, the first episode was decent enough. I like the story there, right? Inquisitors are tracking down Obi-Wan, right, or the Jedi's in general. Okay, I'm okay with that story. I'm fine with that. I do need to learn some more information though about the Inquisitors. I wish they gave us more background on them. I guess we'll pick up things as we go because I never read the books or anything. So like I'm not like the biggest Star Wars fan. I know I'm wearing the Star Wars gear, of course. Like I know the movies, but I just don't know like all the books because I know there's tons of books out there. So I'm lacking some information there. But I need to get some more information on the Inquisitors to really get them. Uh, and like their weapons, right? Are they lightsabers? Can somebody, let me know like what are their weapons called? They look like lightsabers to me, but then I thought, wait, I thought only the Siths and the Jedi's have lightsabers. Do other people get lightsabers too? Maybe they're called something different, but they look like lightsabers. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if they're called something different. So yeah, first episode, and then we see little Leia, right? The kid Leia. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's a mixed bag for me, I guess I would say. But I do overall, I would say the first episode, I would give it a thumbs up. Still, I would still give the first episode a thumbs up. Obi-Wan, the main focus, right, does a great job there. So I was happy with that first episode. Now, just kind of talking about, I guess, the second episode. Once again, I'm trying not to give, too much spoilers away, but once again, spoiler warning in effect. I might say something that is kind of spoilerish, so just be warned, okay? Uh, so, going over episode 2 now. Now, this episode I didn't like as much as episode 1. I did prefer episode 1. Episode 2, I felt like, okay, well, we're basically trying to get Leia back, right? Obi-Wan goes on a mission to try to get her back, right? I don't know. To me, like that took such a long time. That basically was the episode. It was like, oh, okay, Leia is running away. Obi-Wan has to catch Leia now, and it's like like the Inquisitors are trying to do that to get the Jedi. Okay, so that's kind of like the overlying plot. And I'm like, I don't know. I just wasn't like a mega fan of that. Maybe it's because of the kid actor for Leia. I mean, I don't like to be too critical of kid actors. Of course, they're kid actors and, haven't had as much, practice as the adult actors. That makes sense. But I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't working for me for a lot of it. I mean, she said some funny lines here and there, but some other lines were just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not fully sold on that yet. So but I did like the ending. The ending was definitely pretty surprising, So I did like the ending of it. So hopefully the next episodes we get, a little bit more. And so it's okay so far in terms of just like the Star Wars series we've gotten so far. Like I haven't been a massive fan of, all of them. I did like the Mandalorian seasons. I thought a lot of the episodes in there were pretty good. Not all of them though. There were some episodes that kind of dragged for me. And it's basically like a Western in space, the Mandalorian episodes, and like I'm not like the biggest fan of Westerns, like that's not my go-to genre. So it's like a Western sci-fi story. But yeah, I did like some Mandalorian episodes. Boba Fett, I was let down by, even though I did like when Mandalorian showed up in the Boba Fett episodes. I think those were the stronger episodes. However, it's like I was expecting more Boba Fett, and I didn't get enough Boba Fett, and the Boba Fett stuff we did get was kind of plain and just like bland. It just wasn't working for me. And Boba Fett's my favorite Star Wars character, so I was let down by Boba Fett. So I wasn't going in like super hyped to Obi-Wan, because I kind of seen what they're doing now with this Disney Plus show. So right now, it's a mixed bag for me. Like episode one, I thought was pretty good. Episode two, if I had to give a thumbs up or thumbs down, I'd probably lean towards a thumbs down on episode two, just slightly. But I mean, there's still things in episode two I liked. It's just overall wasn't like my favorite thing I've ever seen. I don't know. Maybe it's because I just feel like Star Wars should be movies, and that's why I like movies because I feel like they have a bigger budget, right, in a shorter amount of time, so you can actually go into a lot of wars of Star Wars, right? You get to see a lot more within that short amount of time, and where it feels like with the TV shows, a lot of times, right, they got to stretch out that budget over multiple episodes. So it's a little bit more watered down, right? There's not as much of epic action, right? Like you're not getting a lot of wars. You're kind of getting like little side adventure stories with the Disney Plus Star Wars series, and that's not like why I really like Star Wars. Like I like Star Wars for the war, right? The Star Wars, the epic battles, right? The space battles, the Jedi battles, right? All of that. I think like the pod racing scene, like big epic type of things you can only do with a movie budget. That's why I've always usually enjoyed Star Wars. So yeah, the TV shows haven't like super won me over. Yeah, but yeah, that's my basic like kind of overview review of the first two episodes of Obi-Wan. But I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna watch all the episodes and I'll keep everybody updated on what I think of the next episodes. All right, let's look at some more questions here before we get into our third and final story. So we'll probably be here till about what 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, maybe a little bit earlier than that, but we'll see how long it takes to get through the questions and the final news story. Final news story, I'm just gonna talk about some Sony TV series that are coming out, like God of War, Twisted Metal, things like that. But let's look at these questions here. All right, if we got any new questions. Will I be picking up Child's Play 1 to 3 on 4K? No, I will not be. Even though I'm a big fan of the Child's Play movies, the Chucky movies, the first three, I actually do enjoy quite a bit. I really like the first two. Even, I kind of go back and forth which one I like better, one or two. I think they're both pretty good. And I think the third one's underrated. I know some people really don't like that one. I think the third one's pretty decent. But getting it on 4K, I try not to double dip. I know a lot of collectors out there like they'll double dip on a lot of things and they'll end up getting like four titles of the same movie. I try not to do that. And I have the Blu-ray set of the Chucky movies, so it's like no point for me to really upgrade to 4K. I'll have to see if it's really good 4K transfer, but usually for like a horror movie like that, it just depends. I just have to know, how good is it to upgrade it to 4K? Is it really going to be worth it to go from the Blu-ray to 4K, right? I have to get a little bit more information on it, see, if it is really at that next level to where I want to upgrade. So for now, I'm not planning on it, but my mind could always be changed later on. Um, so we'll see. I mean, if they did something really cool, like it was a 4K box set Scream Factory with tons of new special features, then yeah, I would totally be down for something like that. But I don't think that's what it's going to be. But correct me if I'm wrong. Like, are we getting a lot of new special features there, or is it just the old ones, right? So it depends. Let's see. Let me look at some more questions here. Okay, we got what did you think of Survivor? Okay, so Survivor's a reality, a competition show. I'm not gonna talk about that too much on here since I know we're more into movies here. And I'm not caught up on the last episode. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the last episode. This season's been a slight disappointment to me, just because I don't like the new style, the new editing, but it's been getting a little bit better. So I do feel like the gameplay has picked up just a little bit. All right, so let's go into our next movie news story here. We got to talk about some Sony's series that are being developed. So, for example, God of War, and let me bring up an article here. Let's go ahead and look this up to get the latest info. So, God of War series in development. Let's check this out. Okay. All right, and this is from Movie Web, right here that I'm looking at this article. So it says God of War series officially in development at Amazon. Amazon will bring a God of War series to Prime Video. Horizon Zero Dawn and Gran Turismo adaptations also in the works. Okay, so they have a few different series they're trying to do. And that makes sense. When I found out that Sony was, setting up a whole division to, make these series, make these kinds of movies, right? For with PlayStation, the PlayStation logo, I knew they were gonna, do a lot with it. They weren't just gonna make one thing. They weren't just gonna make Uncharted. They want to do more with a lot of their popular IPs. So this makes sense. God of War to me is a no-brainer one. When I think of, hey, what are the PlayStation games that are really cinematic? Like, when I'm playing the video game, I feel like I'm watching a movie when it gets to those, cutscenes. The first 2 I would think of, Uncharted and God of War. So I've been wanting a God of War movie for a really long time, but this is gonna be a God of War series, the Amazon Prime. So that does disappoint me a little bit. Like, I was super hyped for a God of War movie. Now that I find it a series, I am less excited because once again, the budget's gonna have to be stretched over multiple episodes. Hopefully, it's still good. I will give it a try, but let's see if we can get some more details on this. Following many, many years of waiting, a God of War adaptation is now officially in the works, courtesy of Amazon. Speaking at a recent Sony business briefing, company president Jim Ryan revealed via Twitter user David Gibson that God of War will become a series to be set to be released on Amazon Prime Video, and that it will finally bring the Kratos saga to screens. All right, let's see. The announcement that God of War project has finally been given the green light comes alongside planned adaptations for other video game franchises, Horizon Zero Dawn, which will be on Netflix, and the racing game Gran Turismo, which has not been given a platform. So that's pretty interesting because Sony doesn't have a specific streaming platform. They're the only major studio without their own streaming platform. They're basically just kind of a free agent, and they're going to go to, they're going to sell it off to these other platforms, and I guess go to the highest bidder. So I think that's actually a smart move for that company. Instead of getting to the streaming wars, so many competition out there, just be like, hey, you know what? We got all this IP. You guys are going to want to, buy these series and movies from us. And I think that's a smart business play from them. Now, I don't know too much about Horizon Zero Dawn. I know Gran Turismo is a racing game. So, I mean, yeah, you could do so much with that. So I don't know if there's really good core story there, but they can do a lot with it. Let's see. Let's read a little bit more. Created by David Jaffe at Sony Santa Monica Studios, God of War is an action adventure video game franchise that first began in 2005. The story follows the titular protagonist, Kratos, a Spartan warrior who later becomes a god of war after he is tricked into killing his family by his former master, the original Greek god of war, Ares. Seeking vengeance, Kratos wages war on the gods, setting off a series of events that leads to wars with the mythological pantheons. And to me, this sounds really similar to what we're going to get in Thor: Love and Thunder, with like Gore the God Butcherer going after the gods. And so to me, hopefully it's not too repeated there. Hopefully they can do something different with this. I guess the main difference here is I'm sure this is going to be a mature series, some more like a rated R style kind of feel to it. Whereas Thor Love and Thunder is a PG-13. So I guess that is a difference there. But, some of the story premise a little bit same. Since the video game franchise has exploded with several follow up adventures released, which see Kratos take the battle to all manner of gods and monsters from Greek and Norse mythology, the God of War franchise now consists of around 15 games. Yeah, 15 games, only 6 of which are considered part of the main series. And yeah, I've played all the main series games. I even played a lot of the side games. And to me, I really do like God of War 3 is my favorite. When he's going after the Greek gods, I think that's when it works the best. So yeah, that was definitely my favorite. Let's see. God of War fans would love to see the Guardians of the Galaxy star David Batista as Kratos. Okay, they're mentioning Dave Bautista as Kratos. I don't know. I don't think I would like that actually. Even though I do like Dave Bautista, as kind of a supporting role. You know, he did great as a Drax the Destroyer. He's more of a supporting role there. I don't know if he could be a main lead here, which he would need to be for Kratos. That I'm a little cautious on. That I'm not sure if I would be down with it. Just because of the the lead movies Dave Batista has done so far, I wasn't like super um excited about, and they didn't turn out the best. He's still learning though. He's still practicing. You know, he's still new to acting, so I think he will get there eventually. Especially if he just keeps learning. But right now, do I want to see him as a Kratos lead? No, I don't think I do. Hmm. Yeah, and that's the main information out of the God of War series news here. Let's see some more questions here. Let's see. Hot dogs. Oh, hot dogs are hamburgers for Memorial Day food. If I had to pick one myself, I'd go hamburgers. You know, I mean, nothing wrong with a good cheeseburger. I mean, who? Yeah, cheeseburgers would be. I would probably go that way. But hot dogs can be good too. Ooh, it's tough to decide. Now I kind of want some hot dogs. Now that I think about it, though. Ooh, both are good, but if I had to pick one, I'd go cheeseburgers. Definitely, I definitely eat way more cheeseburgers than hot dogs. But hot dogs are pretty good too. Good, both good options there. Yeah. Oh yeah, and happy Memorial Day to everybody. Thank you all for once again joining here on this live stream. And if anybody's new here, of course, make sure you subscribe. Absolutely, if you're new to the channel, throw up a like, of course, and absolutely leave some comments. Oh yeah, Craig, that sounds good. So you had did you so you had both the hamburgers and the hot dogs? Yeah, those are both good choices. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Makes me think of Iron Man that really liked the cheeseburger. So right. All right, and then there's some more. I think there's some more series here that are coming out from like PlayStation Studios. Let me see if we got any updated on the Twisted Metal series. Twisted Metal series. Let's see. Show. All right, let's see. Yeah, so there hasn't been any new news on the Twisted Metal series, but it says it's going to go to Peacock. So once again, what Sony's trying to do, hey, who's ever going to be the highest bidder here, we'll go to that platform. So they're going to be all over different platforms. So this one's going to Universal, basically. Uh, Let's see. It says Anthony Mackie will star though. That's awesome. So Anthony Mackie, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a Falcon, right? From Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I guess now the new Captain America. Okay, so that's some talent there in the Twisted Metal series. Okay. It says the half-hour action comedy will see Mackie play John Doe, a milkman who talks as fast as he drives with no memory of his past. John gets a once in a lifetime opportunity to make his wish of finding community come true, but only if he can survive an onslaught of savage vehicular combat. With the help of a trigger happy car thief, he'll face savage marauders driving vehicles of destruction and other dangers of the open road, including a deranged clown who drives an all too familiar ice truck. Yeah, so that ice cream truck. So that's going to be Sweet Tooth, of course. Um, you know what? I really like the Twisted Metal games, so I am gonna be really intrigued by seeing this series, but once again, I wish it was a movie. So many great things you could do on a movie budget, just a couple hour Twisted Metal movie, you could fit the tournament in there pretty easily, and I think that would be the better way to go about it because I wanna see some action, right? If you're gonna do this kind of movie, vehicular action movie, there gotta be a lot of destruction with it and everything like that. And there's so many interesting Twisted Metal characters, and the interesting about the story is that they're all like villains in a way. Like they all have dark pasts and things that have happened, and they're basically competing to get a wish, any wish they want from Calypso. And so I really like that premise. I think that's an intriguing premise. Basically, like I guess they're all villains kind of battling each other out. But I don't know. Are they gonna make Anthony Mackie's character, I guess, more of an anti-hero, right? So you want to root for that character. You know what? We'll have to see how that turns out. I've always wanted a Twisted Metal movie, so hey, if we can't get a movie, maybe a series does okay. So I'll definitely check it out. But I don't know. I just get worried with all these video game series because you know what? I never saw the Halo series, but I didn't hear great things about it. I think some people may have liked it, but I heard, some other things that a lot of other people didn't like it. So, what is it with video games? We can't ever get great video game stuff, right? I mean, there's a few movies here and there. I did a top 5 ranking on my favorite video game movies, but we've only really had a handful. Yeah, why? Why is that? I mean, mm, I know video games are meant to be played, so it is probably tough to adapt some of them to movies, but there are some video games out there with good cinematic stories. So we'll see. I think they're picking some good choices here. All the ones they're mentioning are ones I would definitely take a chance on, right? Like Uncharted, you know what? I don't think it was perfect. Not the best movie in the world, but it's a good start to that franchise. And if they can continue improving on it, it could be something special. So, I had a fun time with Uncharted. And I think the God of War series can be good as well. I think the Twisted Metal series can work as well. Uh, but it could also go really bad too. It could go either way. It's either going to be great or just no, not good at all. I don't think it's going to be in the middle. Let's see. Okay, we got a comment here from Hector. Some people have said for years that Randy Orton would be the best God of War. Randy Orton. I'm trying to. Do I know that name? I don't think I know that name. Where would I know Randy Orton from? Hmm. I don't know. The voice actor for Kratos is actually really good. I don't know if he would be good as a live action actor, but he does the voice great of Kratos. I've always really liked the voice of Kratos. Always been excellent. But I do know, acting in live action is different than voice acting. Both require different talent. So yeah, um, I don't know. I don't know who I would go with Kratos. Right? I mean, yeah, there's lots of buff people out there, right? That you could probably get that could look like Kratos, especially with the makeup, right? But I'm just thinking, just acting ability as well. Who would you pick, right? Like, would you pick The Rock? Maybe, right? I mean, he's buffed out for it, but I don't know. Would he be able to pull off Kratos? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Let's see. Oh, okay. So Hector is saying he's a WWE wrestler in good shape. Okay, so yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that can definitely fit the shape of Kratos. I just, is it going to be somebody that has had previous acting experience, right? That's a talented actor. Always get worried, with newer actors. Yeah, some of them turn out great, but if it's a God of War movie, right? Like I want the best to go. Well, I mean the series. I want the best to go into a God of War series just because the mythology is so rich there. There's so much they can do with it, and they really can make a great, bunch of, I guess, a bunch of seasons out of this if they did it right. So hopefully it doesn't get messed up. I hope it's so good, but we'll have to wait and see. All right. I guess we'll take the last few minutes here for any more questions before I sign off here. So if you have a question or comment, definitely leave it in the chat right now. I will get through all the questions and comments I see. But those were the main news stories I had planned for today. Right, we talked about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Right, the horror slasher movie of Winnie the Pooh. So bizarre. I talked about kind of my overview review of the first two Obi-Wan episodes. Kind of a mixed bag for me. And then we just talked about some video game series that are in development. Some PlayStation ones to be more specific, like God of War, Twisted Metal, and so those were definitely the stories I wanted to cover today. But is there any last minute comments or questions that I could answer? And this could be also, Q&A session as well. You could think of it like that. If you have any questions about me and movies, anything like that, definitely throw in some questions because we've had some great questions so far. So I'll give everybody just about another minute for any questions. If I don't see any questions here, we'll sign off. But thank you so much for people that have been here supporting the channel. It's always great to see everybody out there. Uh, Yes, I will definitely say hello to Amazing Anna, and of course, Last American Girl. I did see in the comments here. Um, so yeah, so Craig definitely shouts out Amazing Anna and Last American Girl. Thank you so much, Craig. Um, yeah. Yeah, so if you're just discovering the channel, once again, make sure you subscribe right now. I cover everything on this channel in terms of movies, entertainment, movie news, rounded up weekly, movie reviews, movie rankings, pre-game shows, post-game shows for the big blockbusters out there. Oh, actually, I do have a little special announcement. Actually, everybody stick with me quick here for a special announcement. And then movie rankings as well. So like top 5, top 10 ranking lists here and there as well. Also physical media content, collection videos, unboxings, haul videos, everything like that. So we cover a lot of variety of movie content on this channel. Oh, we got a comment here from Hector before I say my little announcement here. Hector says, remember the Hercules series? They were family friendly, but they were okay. If God of War is like that, it could be good. A family friendly God of War series. Okay, that's something I didn't. Well, how family friendly? Like PG-13? Yeah, PG-13. Well, I mean, it would be different with the TV rating. I forgot what it'd be called under TV. But if it was a movie, you would say like a PG-13 rating. Yeah, maybe it could work. It could work. I do think some hardcore fans though will kind of be disappointed that it's not rated R. But you could make it, right? I mean, the Mortal Kombat 95 movie, which I still think is the best Mortal Kombat movie, was PG-13. And so that one didn't need to be rated R, and that turned out great. So, yeah, the rating won't change the quality. So, yeah, I mean, if they can make it work, um, yeah, maybe, but if I had to pick right now, would I go more mature with the series, less, more family? I would try to go the more mature rating myself, just to appeal more towards the hardcore fans. But I don't know how many general audience members are going to tune in for God of War. We'll see. We'll have to see how good it is. But yeah, yeah, I think it could be better at a mature rating, but we'll have to see. The games are definitely very mature. That is, for sure. Alright, so quick little announcement, here, and then, we'll sign off. So this is, like, something I have in the works right now. It's not finalized yet, but I'm trying to put together, a movie club, segment on the channel, like, do a movie club episode every week or so, where basically I go and, with a co-host or maybe a few co-hosts in there, basically talk about a popular movie from the past. Just basically have it as a club form where, hey, we have different co-hosts, we talk about the movie, we share about the movie. And so that's a new video segment I think I'm going to try out. If I can get the co-host together for it, I'm trying to do for our first movie club, Jurassic Park for, preparation of the new movie. And so I'm trying to get that together. So kind of stay tuned to the channel for that video of the first movie club on my channel. Yeah, we're gonna try to do something like that. Something I thought about, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Summer blockbuster season. Um, I know a lot of great new movies are coming out, which of course we'll cover. But hey, let's maybe go back to some of the beloved movies of all time. And so there's some movies I've been thinking about with that, but I think Jurassic Park might be a good one to first start on. So yeah, so that may be coming to the channel soon. Hopefully, we'll see. I have to hear back from some of my co-hosts, but yeah, definitely tuned to the channel for that. But yeah, I think that's all the comments here. That's all the questions. Once again, thank you all for joining me on this live stream. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your Memorial Day out there. So, everyone, have a good one. And remember, make every day a movie day.